Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically are discussing another topic that is city creation. And in city creation, basically are discussing another topic that is future creation. In this, basically we are discussing. In this, basically we are discussing about the lava creation. That is comes under India account. India account basically SB account, Amazon account, and after 2 days, basically the earthquake is going to come. So that topic actually we are discussing. In this, basically we are discussing about the lava data. The lava data, 1 lakh companies, 10 crore projects, 10 crore project basically connected to the 100 crore project. In this, basically, one user story we saw about one person basically who got done the marriage with one girl basically in Bangalore. And in Bangalore, basically, they basically got divorced. But in this divorce, basically, what happened? The boy basically connected to HIV/AIDS, and he basically got Nasbandi disease. Nasbandi means his Nasbandi was done. So the Abhimani group, that is the first girl marriage group, basically, they told that basically if he basically can't give birth to my child, my girl, basically, then he will not give the birth to anybody, basically. So like this, basically, they basically done Nasbandi also. Then basically, he married with one of the Mumbai girl basically. And then when basically he done the marriage with the Mumbai girl, that time basically the second marriage group told that basically, Sunil, you have done basically, you are basically Nasbandi has done. Then he said, no, basically, I had never done the Nasbandi. Why basically I will do the Nasbandi basically? They were also basically correct. Then they basically tracked that at this time period, basically your generation basically was ended in Bangalore. So with the help of Bangalore city, basically the generation was ended. So each and everything basically is going to calculate. In this, they told that basically the Bangalore group basically who done the Nasbandi, na, they were connected with this all temples basically. So they had all temple also basically came into picture. The temple also basically came into the picture. So whenever basically the generation basically is whenever basically the lava data is going to get processed, that time the temple also basically is going, temple data is also going to process. So the people basically who are going to into the temple, na, basically they are also going to come into this picture basically. So one person basically told that question basically. Due to one group basically, how why the basically entire group are suffering basically? That is also good question basically. The temple groups knows that basically that they have basically done Nasbandi of that particular boy in Bangalore. So they don't know, yeah. Temple basically people who know, the people who are going into temple basically, they are basically innocent. So one person told that is this basically conflict between the religion basically? Like Muslim group basically might have planned, or basically the Christian group basically might have planned. I don't think basically they basically don't have, or they don't basically coming out from their problems. Then why will they will do this type of activity basically? That is also good question basically, because they have also lots of problem basically. Why they will interfere in other religion basically? If anybody want to convert to some other religion, then basically it's okay. Otherwise, basically it might possible that in Hindu group basically, the group basically know that basically this person is going to convert to other caste, then basically they might have done the Nasbandi basically. But that type of activity nobody will do basically. If that type of activity basically anybody is doing, that entire temple group has to be end basically. That entire, I will tell that entire states has to end. Entire state has to end basically. But that will not happen basically. Why? Because it's a world basically, and world being world basically half of the population are like this only basically. Then there is no meaning of ending the state only basically and the world only basically. So that is basically different thing basically, because world is like this only basically. This is the current world basically, and entire people basically are like this only basically. If you are going to Mumbai, and basically if you are telling that, "Arey bhai, I basically came for job basically, I am searching for job," they will, instead of helping basically, they will say that basically go there, go there, go there, go there. There actually the entire recruitment basically was done already. So they want to prove that basically you are came late. So that kind of people basically also have that. In Mumbai, basically, one person basically told that basically, Sunil, if you will visit 10 time also in Mumbai, na basically, the Mumbai people will not give you a job basically. One person basically told basically, literally basically told. Because he was telling that we know Mumbai basically. If they will not give job, that means they will not give job basically. Entire Mumbai will go underwater, but they will not give job basically. That person basically given the example like this. That the entire Mumbai will go underwater basically, but they will not give the job basically. So he actually given this example basically. That means he know Mumbai city. So he told that basically try basically if anything basically happens. Otherwise basically there is no meaning of coming in Mumbai and basically trying the hard work. Because if they have not given job basically one time, that means they are not going to give basically. Whatever basically entire Mumbai land will end, then also they will not give the job basically. So that is the Mumbai people only basically told this. That reason they know Mumbai basically. They know Mumbai. They are like that. So that is basically different topic. That is different topic. Here basically what we are discussing, that is assume that basically the user story basically which has connected, that data are also going to generate in the lava data, and the Mumbai cities, sorry, Indian nationalities like this, that data is also going to connect to the lava data. When basically the lava data, that is 100 crore people, basically 100 crore child, when it's going to get generate, that time basically the lava data is going to calculate that Indian nationality are like this. And in this basically that story is also going to calculate, that is the person basically got Nasbandi in Bangalore city, and basically when he tried to do the second marriage, and we basically done the second marriage in Mumbai city, that time his second family basically, that second family member basically tracked that basically, your Sunil Nasbandi has done. So from that basically he told that, from that basically he tracked that basically his Nasbandi was done by first marriage group. So like this basically first marriage group done the Nasbandi of that particular person basically. So that is basically different topic. But this is going to calculate basically the entire temple group. If anybody other religion basically want to group join that group, they also basically can into that basically. But everything is going to process basically in that lava data. So here basically I had taken my example basically. But in really basically my generation has not ended. I'm just taking as an example basically. So that basically what actually I want to explain basically, that can be clear, nothing else basically. Otherwise basically if I will take that person example, that person example, then he will say that why you are taken basically I have basically never done the marriage also basically, you basically want to end my generation like this without marriage basically. So that basically the question basically will arise. So I had taken my example, that's why basically. But really basically my generation was not ended basically. So one person basically asked the question that if the creation basically is like this, the projects, that means the project team basically who designs the project, that is a 10 crore project basically which is designed, and each projects basically are connected with one rich people group and set of groups that basically we have already explained basically which all group basically are there. So assume that basically Sunil R Nair basically comes into certain group basically. Assume that basically I comes into Sri Krishna group, Hanuman group and Ram group. That means one of the person told that this group basically might have done your generation end basically, because nobody else have the permission to touch you. So this group only basically might have done. Why? Because the rule says that basically, I will take one example. One person told that he's basically creating lots of problem basically to the companies. He is doing that activity, he is doing this activity, he is doing that, this, that basically. So what should we do basically? So do one thing basically, ask basically, collect the information from the data science project basically. So here basically the data science project connects to the negative part. Collect the data science project basically. Sorry, that collect the data from data science project, that what he is basically into. That means what fast he is doing, where which temple basically is going, which god basically is doing. So he basically given the example that he basically do Hanumanji fasting, and that means the Sri Ram fasting basically also by default he is doing. So they basically contacted to the temple basically. And Temple Group basically got some money, and they basically told that basically yes, basically you can do Nasbandi and whatever basically you want to do, do basically. They literally given the money basically, and they literally taken the money also. And this type of activity happens in temple basically. This type of activity happens in temple basically. But this basically happens in temple, that basically need to check basically. So they taken the money basically, and they told that basically I have taken the money and you can do basically whatever you want. You want to kill him basically, kill him basically. So they basically done marriage with the HIV AIDS girl. And then basically they done his generation end also basically. And then basically they told that basically if he will get some money also, then he will basically can have his normal life also. So his normal life also basically was finished. So for that basically they done some case basically. That was a murder case basically. He was actually not done the murder case. Here basically I had taken example of myself, no, basically. So I had done the murder basically. That type of case basically was registered in the court. Like this basically the HR department basically got one point basically. That basically he's a murderer basically. So that basically data came into picture, and HR group basically tracked that, and they told that basically now basically the more easy way basically they have done. They basically told that why basically the HR department basically should get his number also basically, and his resume also. So they basically done one given one condition that basically murder case basically people are supposed to be avoid from the resume search only basically. So one of the person basically asked the question basically why basically I am not able to see your resume basically. So that was the reason basically. And what happened basically that everybody knows. So murder case basically was done basically. So murder case basically was done by that particular person. So his generation basically, and he basically got AIDS. Then basically after that basically he has done the murder. So his entire money income also basically was ended. So this is basically the big level of companies management group basically in India basically. And in India basically it's like that basically. Then lots of people say that India is the country basically there things happens, and then basically the whole country whole world basically copy that ideas. So this was one idea basically which was, and this is the real story basically of one of the person basically. Here basically I had taken myself that I am that person basically, but in really I am not that person. But this is the real story of Bangalore city basically. In Bangalore city, this type of incidents has happened. So you will not able to believe that basically. So one of the person told that in this government also basically might have involved 100%. Without government basically nothing happens. So in this government were also basically involved. So all basically came into the picture, and the lava project basically got generated. So when basically the 10 crore project was generated, that time this whole condition basically was dumped into the lava data. And the satellite groups are doing the process. So whatever data basically they are doing the process now, according to that the whole world environment basically are settled. Whatever rain basically falls, ice falls, tufan comes, in sea water basically lava blast happen, any child basically birth happens, like this each and everything. Marriage is happening, then basically divorce is happening, then the remarriage is happening. Each and every stuff basically are connected with this 100 crore child is going to come that data. So whatever thing basically you are doing there, that is connected with this 100 crore project basically which is going to happen. 100 crore project basically, sorry, 100 crore child basically which is going to happen. And that allocation basically they are doing it. So whatever activity. For example, I am doing this. So that is also connected with that 100 crore data basically. That is that energy basically is connecting to each and every people basically. You will not able to believe that basically. You will not able to believe that. Whatever climate basically. Lots of people says that suddenly Dubai basically this type of activity happens. So that might be also connected with that 100 crore child basically, which is going to happen. Here basically I have taken the example of this 10 crore project basically. but in real something else basically might be activated, might be active basically. Here basically we have taken the, so here one of the person told that basically whatever environment basically which is getting handled, that is connected with the current data of the lava. Current data of lava means power companies are taking the data of lava data, and then basically they are allocating the data to each and every people basically, and on the base of the child basically is happening, that is current data. Future data means this 10 crore project basically, that is 100 crore project basically which is going to happen, that is future data. And on progress data basically, on progress means after 1 crore company basically done the project, and 10 crore project is done, after that basically they are not going to sit idle basically. So next level project basically they are going to start. So that is next level. So these 3 to 4 basically data are connected with this current environment basically. So you can just imagine basically up to what level stuff basically are connected, and it's very dangerous basically, I'm telling you, it's very dangerously connected basically. So you can just imagine basically up to what level the stuff basically are already done basically. So one person told that basically this everything basically which you told basically, whatever things basically happening, this happening, you are searching for job, you are not getting the job. One person told that basically if you will visit 10 time also in Mumbai, then basically Bangalore your Nasbandi basically was done, and you basically got marriage in Mumbai. In marriage basically your second marriage group basically tracked that basically your Nasbandi was done, and then basically you done the murder case. Each and everything basically are connected with the that all data basically. So whatever activity basically, each and every user stories basically, that is connected, that is connected with the this all user stories, that is a child process, then the current project basically which is ongoing, then the project which is already done, then the current child process data basically, which is data, that is the lava data which is already processed long before. So you can just able to imagine. So you can just able to imagine basically up to what level the stuff basically are done. So up to what level the stuff basically are done. So one person told them, you are searching job, you are not getting job, you are not able to marriage, your currency basically is not printed, the currency printing departments, the RBI department, the GDP department, the governments, the future governments, the government which is going to go, the government which is going to come, then the World Health Organization, World Bank leader, then basically each and every banks, then the RBI banks, SBI banks, each and every banks, then basically the each and every departments, each and every loan departments, each and every investment department, each and every power department, each and every nuclear power company, each and every energy company, each and every nuclear power company, each and every satellite company, each and every NASA group, each and every ISRO group, that all are connected with this data basically which we discuss. In this basically the 100 crore child which is going to happen, that and the future child basically which is going to happen, and that basically, and which the currently child basically which is happening, that data, and the current project basically done after that 10 crore project. So all are basically connected. So in next video basically we are going to basically tell you more about this.